is Suzanne from Naomi's Home Health, coming to you live over here on Facebook, Naomi's Home Health page, also feeding into my thyroid and hormone support group, and over here on Instagram. So if I'm looking, that is what's happening. So I'm here to guide you to live a cleaner lifestyle for a much longer health and wellness plan for you. So I thought about this the other day and I thought, I was thinking about how many times I got it wrong during my healing. And it took a lot for me to admit that, because I'm a stubborn person. And when I'm into something and I'm doing something for myself, I want to keep going at it. And I keep thinking, it's going to happen, it's going to get better, I'm going to get better. So when I would, follow a certain healing path or use some healing tools or practices, I would do those. And I am someone who does them religiously. Like, drop it in the comments if you go gun-ho when you do your healing, or are you one that sort of just sits back and plods along? It doesn't matter, it's no judgment here. Give me a little wave in the comments if you go gun-ho at things like I do. So, and if you resonate with this at any time, like this video. I get so many people who say, I saw your video, oh my God, I want to book a call with you. But I've never noticed them watching. So I love to know who's watching. So make sure you like my video so I can see who's watching, so I can make sure that enough people are watching, and I'll keep doing them for you. But what I wanted to talk about is how I was doing all these things, and particularly my mum would be saying, darling, I don't think that's right for you. And I was so laser focused on what I was doing that no, this expert told me that I was going to start feeling better if I just did what they said, and I've got to do it 100%. I don't know if I'm doing it 100%. And Mum would say, you are. Your problem is probably that you're too stressed about it. You're too focused on it. You're going too hard at it, and it's too much for you. And I just couldn't get over that. So I had to step back. And I've learned this now. I had to step back and look at what I was doing and think, maybe that is not right for me. And I wanted to know if you are the same. If you have ever gone into a healing protocol and you've been doing it for a while and nothing's changing, do you have that? Are you so stubborn where you don't change it? Or are you somebody who can look back and go, you know what, I'm getting it wrong? Because when I post stuff, particularly in my thyroid group, I get people telling me all the time that I'm wrong, all the time. And now this is somebody who has completely healed their autoimmune disease, has no symptoms, feels fantastic every day, sleeps, gets up, works. I'm a full-time, I work full-time, I'm a single mum. I get out for walks and I do things and go to the beach every day when I can. So what I was doing in the end was right. It's right for me. So to be told by people who are still sick that it's wrong, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And I see people post things in my thyroid group, questions, and then other people underneath are like, oh, you should do this and you should do that. And then those people who posted the question in the group, they're commenting down with each other. And I'm thinking, two sick people are giving each other advice. I don't understand. I will write something and I'll get nothing. And it's like, what, where is your headspace at when you are listening to that person who's like, I get all the same symptoms, but I do this, and I'll message you. And it's like, what, I get you might want to message someone for some support, and so somebody understands where you're at, but please don't take healing advice from them. Go to an expert. Go to somebody who is an expert in their field. They may not have had a thyroid issue before, but they are an expert in their field. But somebody who has been there and who has studied it and who actually can say, this works. This is what works. Here's the information. Choose that person. It doesn't have to be me. Choose who you relate to. Choose who you think is amazing, or you're getting all this information. But sometimes there are people you are getting information from that are experts that are getting it wrong as well. I did a protocol, like a program with a lady who I don't think she had actually healed her thyroid condition. I think she was still on medication, but she was doing a program for people. This was when I was, really desperately looking for answers. So I invested in her program and I kept doing it. And this was one of the times where my mum was saying, this is wrong for you. And I kept thinking, yeah, but what would you know? You don't have this condition and you don't understand. And so I kept going with this woman, and she made me so sick. And I look back now and I think, oh, I can name all the things that were not healthy. But at the time I was thinking, what would I know? I'm not an expert in this area. I'm really sick. You know, she seems to be doing okay. Don't get me wrong, some of the things that she was doing was fantastic, but there were things that made me unwell. And it took a long time to come back from doing that program because I gained a lot of weight. I was really sick. So drop it in the comments if you understand what I'm saying. Have you had a program that has made you really unwell? But what I want to know is, are you willing to constantly look at what you are doing with your health? And I know a lot of people take a lot of supplements, and I can tell you right now, you're probably wasting a lot of money with a lot of the things that you are taking. But I know that sometimes we need to look back and go, you know what, I actually don't need to be doing this, or this is not good for me personally. And sometimes we have to admit that we're getting it wrong. And I've done that several times. Like, I was nailing the physical stuff, absolutely doing everything right with the physical. But up here and in here I was not dealing with. I was like, why do I need to deal with that? What the hell has that got to do with getting better? It has everything to do with getting better. It doesn't matter what you eat. If you have not dealt with trauma, if you are stressed, your adrenal health is the ultimate goal here. And it's not your thyroid. It's not thyroid. I couldn't care less about working on that. It's your liver and it's your adrenal health. That should be the ultimate practice that you're doing. That should be what you are trying to bring back down into its normal state. We're not going to be able to do that consistently with lifestyle today, but we can actually bring the adrenal health back into balance a bit, and we can clean our liver out because, you know, most of us have overdone it, especially in our 20s or our teens, with things, with toxicity. Stress is toxic through the body. Adrenaline, cortisol, other hormones, estrogen, progesterone, all the makeup, hairspray, all the things that women do, perfume, deodorants, there's cookware. There's a lot of stuff that we need to take into consideration when we are healing. It's not just about your food. It's not just your diet. You can be getting everything right with your diet. And I don't care about weight loss. I don't care if you've lost 20 kilos on whatever diet, a shake diet, a keto diet, a carnivore diet. I don't care about that. What I want to know is your body balanced? Are your adrenals okay? How's your liver going? Are you detoxing your estrogen properly? How's your libido? These are the things that I want to know, because that is your body being balanced. And weight loss is great, and if it makes you feel a bit better, that's fantastic. But the focus on that is taking away your focus from everything else. So focus on the other stuff and the weight loss will happen. But I really, really wanted to step in and see if you have been doing things for your health and you just keep doing the same thing because somebody told you to, or you read about it on the internet or whatever, and then you see somebody else like me, or any other person, any other expert in this field come in and say, you know what, let's give, you know, celery juice a chance, or, you know, talk about something like that. I'm just using celery juice as an example. Instead of getting on that post and going, oh, it's high in oxalates and it's probably this and it's this and you're better off eating it and that's not good for you. It could be a really good healing tool for you, but unless you've tried it, you know, and I'm not saying it's for everybody or anything. I'm just saying there are some things, or you may have tried it and you think it's not worked for you, but did you look at other aspects of your life? Are you blaming celery juice wrongly? Or have you looked at the stress levels, the trauma, the toxicity? Have you looked at everything else? Because those things are important. And if you are not working on your emotional health, give celery juice a break. It may not be that. If you are only working on the physical, it could be the emotional, it could be the mental, the spiritual. There's a lot more to your healing journey than just worrying about what you put in your mouth. It's super important. You could have some form of product that you're using that's highly toxic and you haven't looked into that. There could be anything going on. You could be at work, you don't like your job. That's, if you're going to that every single day, that's a stress, regardless of what you know you need to do, you think you need to do, or anything like that. If you're working in a job that is highly stressful, I would say that that is causing you more issues than celery juice. And we feel a lot of stuff in our gut. So if your gut is playing up, it can be an emotional reaction, emotional trauma. It can be a lot of things. So you know, sometimes we have to step back and look at the whole picture and not just lash out at somebody and say, that's wrong, you're doing it wrong. Don't tell somebody who's done the work that they're wrong. Don't tell somebody who's healed with that protocol that they're getting it wrong, because they haven't got it wrong. They got it right for them. And it might be wrong for you. I'm not saying that it's right for you. I'm saying that look at why you're jumping on that person. And if you're still sick, maybe that one thing that you think is wrong for you could be right. Or maybe that one thing that you're doing that another expert has said, oxalates, for example, if somebody said to you, stay away from oxalates, it could possibly not be that. Don't jump on and get into somebody who has done the work, who has been there, who has tried everything, and who has come out the other side with zero symptoms, zero medication, nothing for 5 years, nothing. So just have a look at what you're thinking about. Make sure that you can step back and not be so stubborn. Don't be stubborn in your healing journey. It's a massive issue. And I know I was stubborn. I'm saying this because I was there. And, you know, like I said, I didn't dive into the emotional. I was doing these programs because I wanted to give them a go for a long period of time. But it didn't take long for some of them to make me feel really sick. There are detox symptoms that you will go through. That's a whole different kettle of fish. This woman that she gave me, it wasn't detox symptoms. It was, I ended up way worse. I gained a lot of weight. All my ankles were swollen, my legs. And this went, you know, detox symptoms can sort of last a month or so. This went on for months and months, and it was just getting progressively worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. So it was the program. When I went off it and started following, that's when I started doing medical medium, and I started doing some of medical medium stuff, a few other things that I'd learned, and just bits and pieces that worked for me. When I found out what worked for me, that is when the balance came. When I reduced my stress, toxicity. I reduced toxicity a long time before that. So that was something I was always good at. But just think about what it is that you're doing, and go to someone that might be able to say to you, I think you are, this is the area that you need to work on, or let's add in this. But don't get stuck in your ways and just think, this is all I'm doing because I've been doing this for a year. And, you know, it's going to take a long time to heal. Don't get me wrong. Like, it doesn't happen in a couple of weeks. It doesn't happen in a year. It can take a couple of years, 1 to 5 years, 6 years to heal. But if you're just going and doing the same thing in those 2 years and you've got the same results, try removing something and adding something else. That's what it's about. So if you want to talk to somebody who might be able to tell you where you are, where you need to pick up the pace, give you some tools, breathing is one of them. Join my breathing workshop. That is the ultimate. If you're not breathing properly, don't worry about the rest of the stuff, because that is going to be causing stress in your body. Your gut health's going to be bad. Your immune system's not going to be good. You're going to, you know, you're in a massive stress response if you're not breathing right. So investing in a conscious breathing program where you are learning to breathe properly, not breath work. This is learning to breathe properly, and some tools, techniques on how to get yourself, to recondition yourself to learn how to breathe properly again. And it's going to take a little bit, but you need that help. And that is going to be a massive healing tool for you, because eating right is fantastic, but your gut health is not going to be good if you're not breathing properly. You can be holding your breath and you don't even know it. You could be breathing through your mouth and you don't even know it. So many things. This breathing workshop is going to be a major turning point for you. So we'll put that in the comments. And if you want to have a free 20-minute chat with me, I've got a few bookings left for next week. So jump in and book a call so we can give a few ideas of where we can take your health, because it's really, really important to get health advice from the experts, from the right people, not from your mates, from people that you don't know on Facebook. You don't know their story, you don't know what they're going through or whatever. But some of the things I see people suggest in my thyroid group is dangerous. And sometimes I just want to delete the comment, but I just, sometimes I delete them because they are dangerous. But sometimes I just think, please don't tell them that. So be mindful of the advice that you're getting. Be mindful of, hi, darling. Hi, Carla. That's my cousin. She's all the way over in Liverpool. I miss living over in England. So if you need some expert advice on thyroid, hormones, cleansing your liver, adrenal health, go to an expert that's been there. And you're not going to get that from your medical system. You will get medication, you will get maybe a few tips, but we want to do this in as natural a way as possible. Medical together with natural health is a great tool, and it is going to get you so far. So talk to somebody, book a free 20-minute call with me, or join in on our breathing workshop, because that's going to be a massive turning point for you when you actually learn whether you're breathing properly or not and how to do it. So I'll put it in the comments. If you're on Instagram, link is in the bio, and let's work towards getting your health a lot better.